and it has been quite the adventure. So beyond that, I I stopped doing it because it felt better. Okay, don't do that. It really does take 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, you think about somebody like with a cast. So it takes that long with a cast or a serious injury. I mean, this is kind of a serious injury. My foot was pretty black and blue. Anyways, so yeah, my teeth, my feet. And because I was favoring my left foot and walking around and trying to really take care of it and nurture it, um, and then it bothered my knee. I know, isn't that annoying? And for a 20-year-old, I mean, I'm only 20, so I don't know what's going on with all my feet and my knee and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, so that happened. But I guess what I want to say to this is we don't know. I mean, I have a very close friend that does everything for everybody, never says no, works really hard, really super hard at work, does everything that he possibly can, and lo and behold, one day his arm hurts and something major is going on, and he has to have tests and he has to have, things done. But his job is physical. And so he needs his arm to do this. And while he's in this testing phase of finding out what's really wrong, it changes your life. It changes absolutely the way you thought you were going to live the day out, the way you thought you were going to live out the next week, the plans that you had for the next month. And so I have learned, even from my, okay, so when I hurt my foot, it was right before my birthday. And I was starting to think, like, I was joking with you guys about being 20, obviously. But I was starting to think, oh no, I've never had anything break in my entire life. How lucky am I? And I started looking at that, and you honestly, I was walking in my house. I shoveled a foot of snow in my driveway and survived it. And I kept coming in and taking breaks because I had this horrible respiratory thing, and it was terrible what was going on inside my body. And I kept going out and doing what I could in the driveway and shoveling so that I would be able to drive to work on Monday and all this. My life was changed by a couple of these little events. And also with my friend, that is what's happening. Like, he is not able to work the way he would like to. He is not able to do the things that, he's very active, works out, takes care of everything, and he has a family and all that sort of stuff. And so it's kind of weird how all of a sudden your life, I mean, in a moment's notice. So you see these stories all the time that people find out that this or that is wrong with them. We get little signals and signs throughout our day and our week and our month as to, none of us are exempt from this. And so because of that, without living life on the fly, we should be preparing for that. And we should be preparing mentally for that, financially for that, and so that this can happen. When it does happen, we're like, I got this. And the other thing that's really cool that I learned that things happen to me is that I found out that there are more people, or there is stronger love, that people are not going to let anything go wrong. They're going to support you. They're going to take care of you. They're going to make sure that even though you've had this hiccup in your life, you've got support. And I think that's what I have found, is that these are little life lessons to find out what's really going on, because we think we've got it. We think we're taking care of things all on our own, and it's just not that way. You can't do it alone. You need friends, you need love, you need help, you need support. So I have to say that if I can give a message out, kind of keep your eyes open for those that are close to you, and I would never let anything bad happen. I'm supportive to this friend that I'm talking about, and people were supportive to me when things went wrong. Because I am a very strong person and I have taken care of things on my own, but there are times when you just can't, and you have to kind of weaken and not really become weak, but just become vulnerable to, what, I really could use your help. I really do want to open up. I really do want to be honest. I can't do this on my own. I've been doing it on my own so long. Look what just happened to me. And the world is sprinkled throughout with homeless people that had a bad break and something went wrong. And it's up to the people, us as human beings, to help each other out. We need to help one another out more. And however you feel in your heart that you should do that, it is the fastest remedy to fix you on your heartache and how you might be feeling bad. So I just wanted to share that. I couldn't believe what had happened. It's like I was getting ready for work, and my foot on my own carpet slipped out from under me, and caused it caused pause in my life. Like, I had to watch how I walked. I had to watch how I did certain things. And while it's a stupid little broken toe, it altered my life. Things that I love. I love to dance. I love to exercise. I mean, I have stairs at work. I had to walk differently. And while that isn't so dramatic or life or death or anything, it could be. You don't know. You don't know what the next day is going to bring. So all I felt is that I was glad that I pay attention to what I'm thinking about now. I pay attention to what I'm planning and that sort of thing. And everybody needs to curl up on the couch once in a while and just enjoy being that, couch potato and watch that television and fill your mind with senseless stuff. Please stay away from the news. It's the only recommendation I have. Choose your news wisely, because people are just, I don't know what happened out there with that. I actually watched some of I was really proud of myself. I invested some time in the address last night from the president, and I was, you know, I felt that, well, I should do this. I am an American citizen, and I'll give this a go. Um, but that was all right. It's just what happens afterward. Like, everybody's got gosh, it's not like news. It's their opinion, and they think because, just like what I'm doing, they think because they have a microphone and that they have an opinion, that it's really like a big deal. Like, I'm doing this out of passion and hoping to inspire a person or two. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I would never want to just say things, and they do, for the sake of reaction. The only way I would want you to react from anything that I said is, I want to do that, or I might write that, or I might help a homeless person, or I might do something like that. I feel, that kind of thing. I want to motivate you to do a positive thing. You know, that really is what my goal is. And I've really been moved and motivated to do that kind of thing. And I've gotten some really nice notes, and some people that were really, they're like, Bev, this is kind of a good thing that you're doing. And it's like, well, that's the kind of support, those are the kind of people I want to surround myself with. It's not egotistical. It's telling me that they don't have to say that. I don't have to face them. They don't have to say those nice things to me. I take those messages and I really pay very close attention to them. And I've had people say, you know what? Hey, I did this at work, or I received a text or an email about some way that I helped them in a different way that they were looking at things, and that's all I want to do. I don't want you to think like me, be like me. Oh God, what was that? Be like Mike. I want to be like Mike. I don't want you to do that. I want you to, like, in training, we write these scripts for people to help them out with sales. And I'm like, look, guys, these are guidelines. I want you to make that you. Anything I tell people in training is turned into a human experience. Yeah, they're salespeople. Yeah, I'm giving them all these different techniques and how to respond to people in honest and integrity and fruitful ways that will help that business possibly grow their business, but also make them sound like better business professionals. But I don't want you to say what I say. I want you to do and take maybe, oh, I like the way that sounds. Maybe I'll interpret that my own way and put that into my script. So, yeah. I always like to bring to light if I'm training that week. I met a man this week that his wife is number 13 of 17, and he has himself right now 10 kids. 10. And his demeanor, his presence, the person that he is, he's got a big smile, he's got a positive attitude, he wants to work hard, and it's like, man, he gets the opportunity to influence 10 human beings. And I'm the youngest of 7, and I have all of these different things that I picked up from my brothers and my sisters and my mom and my dad. I'm so blessed to have been part of, thank you, Tim, to have been part of this amazing family. And I got to be honest with you guys, I saw something from my one daughter, some compilation that she had put together, and it's about photos and things like that. And right before the show, I saw it, and it broke me. I mean, it really did. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be crying through this whole show. And it just reminds you, when your kids were little and all the people that they were around that influenced them. Well, you know what? I got some pretty amazing kids, and apparently they've had some really positive influences, and I'm really blessed to be able to say that, that they are products of an environment, but not everybody is. And so as we move forward in life and you encounter people and you learn from people, I always have a thing within me. It is a yearn to learn. And I know that sounds corny, but I really do. And I've learned to, read or listen on a different level, or be aware with my eyes, and just using all of my senses of my, eyesight, smell, all that kind of stuff, because it's what it separates us. And when I say that, everybody says, well, it separates us from, the animals and that kind of thing. No, it separates us as human beings. The more you want to be aware, the more you want to listen, the more you want to, just smell the environment around you and pull all of those sights and sounds and senses and tastes together, you're going to be more self-aware. And you are going to be in a situation in your life where if you allow yourself to be aware, then you're allowing yourself to be able to project something really positive and help someone. We get caught up in our lives, and you'll have the opportunity to be able to inspire, someone. You guys, I am a writer by heart. I've been writing stories and poems my entire life. And I have books. I have books that I've self-published, and one day we'll have them where if you guys are interested, you'll be able to purchase them. I was recently inspired to write another book. It's been a while since I've been inspired to write another book, because I want to focus on the ones that I've written, and get them out there because they're sweet books. They're I you know I have a couple of children